right, welcome back, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed the very first video. Please let me remind you, don't do this video until you feel like you've mastered the very first video, because that's gonna lead up to this one as far as building that strength and coordination and stability to do the moves that we're gonna do in this video. Okay, so move at your own pace, but remember to keep moving. If you need to stop, take a breather. It's always okay to just pause the video for a few seconds or whatever to catch your breath, get a drink of water, do what you have to do, but then come on back and let's finish it out, okay? So in this very first move, we're going to build off of the pelvic tilt move that we did in the previous video. So remember, pelvic tilt is when we engage the core and we shift the hips forward, and we're also squeezing our glutes. So everything's engaged. And this was just to get us used to engaging these core muscles, which are so important with all of our movements and, being able to prevent throwing our backs out and throwing other muscles out and being loosey-goosey, which is my favorite term. So pelvic tilt. But now in this one, we're going to take it up a step. So we're going to get down on our mats, and we're going to do a pelvic tilt on the ground. Now in this, we're tilting the pelvis forward, holding that, engaging the core, and our lumbar is flat on the ground. That's when you know when you're in your pelvic tilt and everything's feeling tight and you're forward, okay? And we are going to do marches. So let's begin. All I'm doing is lifting it up. I'm maintaining my pelvic tilt. Back flat on the ground, lower back flat on the ground. And we're just going to do some simple marches in our pelvic tilt, holding our core tight and breathing at the same time. Don't hold your breath. Okay, so we're just doing some marches in place, keeping that core engaged. Good. So once you feel comfortable doing this in that pelvic tilt, we're going to bring both legs up and bring them down, still within that tilt. Lumbar should be flat on the back, on the ground. Bringing them up, bringing them down, engaging that core. Good. Good. And down and up and down. Another move that we can advance this up to even further is straight leg. Now we can do alternating straight leg, still holding that core tight. Lumbar should be flat on the ground, alternating. All right. And if you're really a rock star, you can do both legs. Okay? So we'll stop it there. Do as many as you need, like 30 seconds to a minute of just continuous movement. Sometimes the counting can kind of mess with me a little bit mentally. So, but if that's your thing, go ahead and count. Try to at least do about 10 to 12 reps of that movement. All right. As you remember, in our last video, we did cross-body transverse abdominal swings, working the abs, holding them tight. We did this. We did mini ones, and we did slow, long ones. So we're going to build upon that. This move is called the wood chopper, but all we're doing, feet planted in the ground, stable, but we are going to be doing some pivoting. Now, one thing is for sure is a lot of people will blow their back out, throw their back out from doing a bend, twist type combination, all loosey-goosey, core is not engaged, all that. So this is what this move is, and we're going to practice it with our core engaged and with awareness. So we know what we're doing. And so when we do this move in real life, such as putting the shoes in the closet or handing something to somebody, we don't throw any muscles out of whack just off of some weird loosey-goose move, okay? We're actually going to be aware. So wood chopper, we're going to start out without weights. Here we are, bended knees. We're going to bring it up, full rotation, and we're going to bring it down. And you see this foot now has pivoted. This foot's kind of pivoted, and we bring it up, full rotation. You see this foot's pivoted, and we bring it down, chop. Okay? Bring it up, and we're squatting it down, chop. So our legs are pivoting, and chop. Let's try the other side. Okay? This side, full rotation, chopping it down. Up, chop down. Up, strong, core is engaged, chop down. Again, up. Here we go. Chop down. You want to do maybe 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, and we're chopping. Let's do 10 in total since we just did some together. We'll do 5 on this side, 5 on that side, and then I want to do a little bit of a progression from that, okay? So let's do it together. Here we go. Full rotation, chop. 1. Full rotation, chop. 3, 4, 5. Awesome. I told you about that counting thing. Something mental with that. Let's do the other side. Here we go. Up, chop. Bring it up. Strong, chop. Good. Strong core. 3, chop. Bring it up. 4, last one. Up. And chop. Good. Awesome. All right, let's do a progression. So for this progressed move, we'll need either a 2-pound, a 5-pound, or if you're really a rock star, a 10-pound weight to add to this. You can also use like a medicine ball or any kind of ball or any kind of safe object with a little bit of weight added to it. I'm going to use a 5-pound dumbbell that I have for this wood chopper. All right, so once again, once you feel that you're ready to graduate onto an additional weight doing this move, then you can do so. Okay, so same move, we're bringing it up, full rotation, bringing it down, chop. Now here, with the weight, you obviously have to have even more control of the core, of your core, so that you're not throwing anything out. Okay? Other side, we're up, full rotation, down, up. And you want to move at a pace that you feel controlled in, okay? Here, and chopping it down. All right, so that's the progressed move. Keep working on it until you feel like, you might want to up the weight a little bit more. It's on you. Remember, you want to practice this a few times a week, okay? Get really strong at these moves. People usually want to just go straight into like weight training and doing all these bends and twists, and your body's really not ready for it yet, okay? We want to build that strength up. So these are some great moves to build up some of these core twists and turns and bends. So that leads me to my next move. Remember, we were doing the chair sit where we were hinging at the hip, sitting down and coming up. Well, this one, we're progressing to what's called a good morning, which is basically a hinge at the hip You know, soft knees, hinge at the hip, come up. A lot of people do this with barbells, but we're going to do this without barbells at this point. So remember, our feet are planted nice and firm in the ground. Remember the triangles at the bottom of our feet. Heels planted firmly. Core is engaged and tight. And we're hinging at the hip. So we're sticking our glutes out and bending and coming up. This is working our lower back, our lumbar area, which tends to be weak in a lot of people because they don't do these good mornings. All right, so let's do a few more here. Remember to try to do this maybe at least between 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, hinging at the hip. We want to practice doing that properly. Great. Now let's progress that a little bit more. That might have felt a little easy to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab that weight that we just used for the last exercise. I am going to use my 5-pound dumbbell again, and I'm going to hold it like a goblet. Okay, I'm holding it like a goblet, and then I'm hinging at the hip, coming forward, bringing it up. All right, side view, hinge at the hip, bringing it forward. Hinge at the hip, bringing it forward. Good. Hinge and up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Right, good. Keep going. Let's do this a little bit longer. We do want to feel it a bit in our back, in our lower back, in our mid back. We're working that out, so it should be a nice flat back because our core is engaged, our abs are engaged, no loosey-goosey. Good. Last one here. And up. Good. Awesome. All right. Let's progress on here. Remember, we were doing floor bridges earlier, and all we were doing was just core is engaged, of course, and we were lifting up and bringing it down, lifting up and bringing down, and we weren't overextending our lift. We were lifting to a nice position and holding. Okay, great, remember that. All right, so we want to progress this on a little bit. What I want to do, and I hope you're up holding your bridge right now, just like I am. What you want to do is swing this time. Kind of swing your hips side to side. Displacing the weight on the other side. Good. Swinging those hips, keeping that core tight. And remember, you want to do this for about 20, 30 seconds. If you can go longer, do it. Okay, we'll do a few more. Good. And go ahead and relax down. Let's progress this movement a little bit further. We're not going to swing, but we're going to come up and we're going to do marches. Okay? Once you've caught your breath, come on up, core tight. Good. And so this requires a lot of good core strength. So we're going to march up. Okay? March. And you should be holding that core tight. It should not be dipping down. Okay? Hold it up. So remember, we're doing this for about 20 to 30 seconds. Or at least give me 12. Okay? Holding it up. And breathing. Good. One more. Awesome. Go ahead and drop that core down. You should definitely be feeling it in your lumbar area and in your core abs. We're going to progress this move one step further. So catch your breath so we can do that. All right. So this is going to be an isometric hold, and we're going to just do one leg. You might have seen this. So once you're good, go ahead and lift up, core tight. And if you need to bring those feet in together for better stability, that's fine. Heels nicely planted on the ground. Lift that leg up. It should be in a nice line. Hold. Hold. Hold and breathe. Core nice and tight. Good. Now let's switch. Hold. Nice line. Your knees should be aligned. Don't over rotate too much. The hips. Good. Switch. Good. Switch. Good. Holding it. Good. And put it down. All right. So practice that. Practice, practice, practice. It's really great for your core. All right, guys. So we're going to move on to our next move, which is a progression from the cobra move that we did when we were on the ground. So this one is called the upward dog, just like in yoga. But let's just recall the cobra. Remember, hands at our side, and we lift up and hold, right? Good. So progressing beyond that, it's going to be the upward dog. Upward dog, you actually bring the thighs and the knees off of the ground, okay? So do this with me. We're down on our mat, hands at our side, and we're going to hold this move for, let's say, 10 seconds. And if you feel strong, keep progressing that. Hold it for longer and longer each time. But we want to practice it right now. Let's hold for 10 seconds. Here we go. Up, lift off the ground, and hold. Here we go. And go ahead and drop it down. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. I just really want you to get used to that move. Okay. Here we go. Lift up. Our abs are engaged. And release. Good. All right. We're going to do that one more time. So I hope you guys warmed up your wrist and everything from the warm-up video. Okay, here we go. Hands at our side and lift up. And release. Good. All right, how does that feel? Feel strong yet? Yes, you will get better and stronger with that the more you keep doing that move, okay? There is a progression beyond that. It's called the Superman. And remember, we're doing this all in the name of our lower back, everything, arms, whatever. So this next move is called the Superman. And you still stay on your belly like this. Except this time, you're going to lift off the floor and lift your feet off the floor at the same time. Okay, so we're down and we lift up. Okay, down and we lift up, engaging those back muscles. Down, breathe in as we lift up. Good. Hold and down. One more time. Lift up. Good. And down. Okay, so that's the Superman. Gonna add some little fancy things in here. When we lift up, we can leave our hands like this, or we can do some other moves. Let me show you real quick. We'll do that. We'll do another set of 3 right now, okay? Holding it for between 5 to 10 seconds a piece. Come down, hold, come up. All right, here we go. Lift up. 1. You can do this like you're swimming. Come down. Lift up. Straight Superman, arms out like this. Down. Or you can do it back. Arms back. Lift up. Here we go. Gliding through the air. And down. All right. All right. This next move is a progression, and it actually helps us with stability. So we're going to get back on all fours like we're doing our cat-cow. Remember, this is our cat-cow move where we come up, and we come down, come up, around that back, and come down. It's really nice. This one, however, we're going to stabilize ourselves, and we're going to do opposite arm. We're going to do leg and then arm, and we're going to hold this balance here. Lift up, holding our core tight as always, and hold. Give yourself at least 10 to 12 seconds, and then we're going to switch. You can do leg out first, and then arm, and hold. If you lose balance, try to correct. Switch. Hold. Good. Switch. Release. Let's do that one more time through. Release. Last one. Good. And release. Nice. All right. So we're going to progress that a little bit more. This is our classic plank. Straight arm plank. We come up, flat back, core is engaged, and we hold. Hold. Butt shouldn't be flying in the air. Glutes shouldn't be dropped down low. It's nice, straight line coming across, holding. Shoulders over hands, and we're holding. Try to do this for at least 20 to 30 seconds. Okay? And we're breathing. Good. Go ahead and release that plank. Now, if the plank isn't something that you're ready to do just yet, you can try mountain climbers. Mountain climbers are kind of cool. All right, so mountain climbers require, once again, you to come up. This time you're coming on the side. Okay, you're climbing the mountain. Climbing up, side to side, side to side. Okay? So with those mountain climbers, do like at least 20 to 30 seconds, like I've said. Just continuous movement at the pace that you can go at, okay? Remember, always core engaged. Practice that. Let's move on to our next move. All right, so now we're going to do some different variations of squats that will definitely challenge you. So let's get started. Remember, we initially did some iso squats, hold. So now we're going to start off doing some side squats like this. Step, get low, step out, side, hold, switch, low, good, step, hold. Let's keep doing this. Do this with me if you haven't already started. So these two I like to do for about 30 seconds. Let's do them. Get low with it. The better you get, the lower you get with them. Remember, don't forget about that core and holding that core nice and tight. Okay, we'll do one more here. Good. And good. So those are our side squats. To ump the ante with that, grab that 5-pounder, 2-pounder, 5-pounder, 10-pounder weight, hold it like a goblet, and do it again. Side squats. Get low. Up. Perfect. So it's always nice to add a little bit of weight to your routine. All right, so in the original video, we did a hold, right? A balance, I should say. And we were like, however you want to do it. But we're just balancing on one foot. Okay. All right, so but in this one, we are going to not only balance, but we're going to do high knee, tap, high knee, down, high knee, tap, high knee, down, high knee, tap, high knee, down. And actually, it'd be best if you never rested your foot. Just bringing it up, bringing it side, bringing it up, holding. Okay? We're going to switch to the other side, bringing it up, high knee, find our balance. Our feet are nicely planted. Cross, bring it up, tap. Bring it up, cross, try not to touch. Bring it up, tap. All right, cross, up, tap, cross, up, tap. Switch sides, do maybe 3 reps of, 10. But the whole goal is to be practicing this balance move with our core engaged and crossing it over. If you need to find a spot on the wall, that's fine. Let's progress this a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is we're going to bring it up and straighten the leg. Once we feel good with that, we're going to brush the leg back and hold. Iso hold. Isometric hold. Core engaged, foot nicely planted. We're finding a spot to focus on. Okay, and then we brush forward, hold it front. Good. Brush back, hold. Good. Then come back down. Let's do the other side. Remember, bringing the leg up, straightening it, holding it here for a second, finding our balance, brushing it back, holding it back here, finding our balance, spotting a spot on the wall, brushing it forward, holding. Good. Core is totally engaged. Brushing it back. Good. One more time, forward. Breathing and back. Good. And go ahead and release that down. Practice those balances. Remember, do that all the time. You can do it anytime. You can get out of bed and do it. Okay, but we want to practice our center, holding our center nice and tight. I like doing this move in particular with my hands to my chest. I've said this in the last video because I get to feel my heartbeat and kind of come in tune with my own body and balancing. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, try that. Let's move on to the next move. All right, so in the previous video, we did our front lunge and our back lunge. So in this one, we're going to do it a little bit different. Instead of going front lunge, we're going to do high knee, bringing it back. Okay, get your balance. High knee, bringing it back. Do it with me. Here we go. High knee, bringing it back. High knee, bringing it back. 2 more. High knee. Last one. Remember, knee doesn't come over toes. Good. Bring it back to center. Let's do the other side. All right, here we go. High knee, bringing it back. High knee, bringing it back. Up, back, up, back. Last one, up, back. Good. And challenge yourself. You want to do this a few times a week if possible. And you could do it right there in your living room or in a garage or anywhere that you can just bust out some moves real quick. Even at the grocery store, it's okay to hit a squat real quick, you know? Just keep that training going. All right, so remember we did our calf raises. So now let's add a little bit more variation to that. You can do just, an in-place squat, come up, in-place squat, come up. And with your squats, you want to, get as low as you can with them. Come up on those calves. Remember, we're doing this for about 30 seconds. Do it with me if you're not already. Here. Another great move you can do is called the skater. I'm sure you've seen this. So it kind of builds on with our squat and our calves and obviously everything else, core. So all you do is you're low and you skate to one side, skate to the other. Obviously this goes along with balance. Okay. Do these skaters once again for about 30 seconds to a minute. Anyways, that'll do it. I hope you guys feel great. I hope this is something that you can use and utilize for weeks to come. Just continuing these workouts. I will definitely be putting out more workout videos, and I just want you to keep building upon your strength weekly, daily, incorporating these practices into your daily life so that when you are in a situation of lifting, twisting, bending, getting up, you're not throwing any muscles out of whack because you've already trained yourself to hold your core tight, to be aware and cognizant of what you're doing with your body, how you're holding your body as you're doing it. I hope you will join me again. I hope you enjoyed these videos. Keep at it. Keep going every day, few times a week, whatever. Just make sure you're incorporating movement into your daily routine or at least weekly routine because it is so important to your overall health and longevity and quality of life. That's what we want. That's what we're going for, okay? Thanks again and take care.